Is seeking partnership with organized labor and employers towards the success of its 8-point renewed hope agenda. TVC News Jockey Adisa has details and will return with business news.
The government is almost always at loggerheads with organized labor over policies and its implementation, food security, poverty eradication, economic growth, job creation, access to capital, inclusion, rule of law, and fight against corruption are the pillars upon which the administration hopes to bring about renewed hope for the people. This town hall engagement is to promote much-needed knowledge and awareness about the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubus administration. It aims at harnessing the inputs of labor and employers to reduce incidents of trade and labor disputes.
It would be nice for the government, to have the feelings of the stakeholders on the reform agenda, but also the stakeholders must have open mind to also listen to the government.
The Minister of Labour and Employment in Kiruka Onyejiocha says there is the need for all citizens, irrespective of affiliation, to be on the same page with the government and support it.
The federal government has sought and continues to seek to collaborate with policymakers who make development possible by generating and sustaining the momentum.
University teacher George Ogain tasked government to commit to improving local production and tackle insecurity as panacea for a developed economy.
Much of what government has been able to do is in the short term, very haphazard, very temporary, really unrealistic policy measures to deal with the substantial issue of poverty reduction and unemployment.
But while the Nigeria Labour Congress is conspicuously absent here, the Trade Union Congress lashes at the government for the continued rise in the price of petrol.
It is not a good message, but a message to tell the government that Nigerians are suffering. There must be a change of attitude.
Strikes, protests, and picketing are weapons workers use to drive home their demand from the authorities. The resolution at the end of the town hall engagement is expected to translate to a better working synergy between organized labor on one hand and employers of labor on the other, particularly as it relates to understanding the vision and mission of the President Bola Tinubu government. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
And in business news, we start with some good news coming from the National Bureau of Statistics, which says total external merchandise trade recorded a favorable trade balance of 6.5 trillion naira in the second quarter of the year, that's Q2 of 2024. The trade performance promptly drew accolades from President Bola Tinubu, who attributed the feat to current reforms initiative by his administration. The president, in a statement issued by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Nonuga, expressed confidence in the reforms his administration is pursuing and believed they will create a more robust economy that will usher in a new era of prosperity for Nigerians. The statement pointed out that the economic indicators, which were low when President Tinubu assumed office last year, are turning positive. The government, according to the statement, will continue to consolidate on the gains of the reforms as more fiscal and tax policy reforms already embarked upon by the administration come to fruition. The trade figures came in days after the country recorded almost 100% oversubscription of its first $500 million domestic bond and a half-year revenue of 9.1 trillion naira. Meanwhile, to the insurance space, where the president of the Chartered Institute of Insurance Institute of Nigeria, CIIN, Mrs. Yetunde Lori, is advocating smart regulations that encourages innovation in the insurance industry. She made the call at the 2024 Insurance Professionals Forum put together by the Institute in Abeokuta, beg your pardon, with the theme, The Insurance Industry, Transformation Strategies Towards Expanding Market Reach. Details in this report.
As the economic hardship bites harder in Nigeria and across the world, Nigerians have been advised to embrace insurance and subscribe to policies that can help them stabilize and restore them to stable condition if they suffer damages or disasters.
So our objective is to ensure that
President of the Institute and other experts across the industry here say insurance is at the rescue of people and assist them to get back on track in their trying period, adding that professionals have been equipped with transforming tools towards expanding market reach in order to add value to subscribers' experience.
We believe that what we need to support people, to help them out of crisis, is to provide them with insurance. It's not just pushing to them that to say this is what you need, because they need insurance. These are the times when you cannot even afford to lose anything that you treasure. If you have your car and you think, oh, it's so costly to insure, when you have an accident, you will know that having insurance is the best thing that you should have done.
Insurance help you at this critical time to give you peace of mind. You can sleep better if you have insurance. It gives you peace of mind that if anything happens to any of your valued assets, there is an insurance company somewhere that will put you in the position that you were just before the loss. And if death, for instance, happened, you will not lose the kind of life, as in the dependents will not lose the kind of life they've been living before. So insurance is a win-win for everybody.
Speaking on the flood disaster in Borno State, the president wants the government to partner insurance players to set aside resources to cater to affected people and reduce the negative impacts.
Government needs to partner with insurance in not just having like SEMA, FEMA, LASEMA and whatever we have in the state, but to earmark, make it a national policy for even government to have insurance in place, so that it's not every time we have any disaster that government will be the only one to be looked up onto. But when people are put together and we all come to appreciate insurance, whatever you are doing, an element of insurance built into it, you, by contributing so little, by the time you now suffer loss, your claims will be settled.
She urged insurance professionals to be disciplined, trustworthy, and run businesses that will enable clients to affirm their promptness in claims settlement.
And distribution companies operating in the country say they are dedicated to ensuring reliable power supply to customers. That's Mrs. Ricky Amomo, Acting Managing Director of EKEDC, gave the assurance at the town hall meeting tagged Customers Consultative Forum, which held in Ajah area of the state. Representing the MD CEO of the distribution company was the Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Joseph Esenwa, who reiterated the company's commitment to invest and improve infrastructure across the network coverage areas.
One key thing, when you talk about achievements, the most important thing is how does it impact on the system or on the people. If you observe, there's been a remarkable improvement in power supply. And it's born out of a couple of things, the infrastructures that we're trying to upgrade, or we've upgraded, let me use the word upgraded, and also ability to take on more power from the grid. When it comes to bills, there are two factors, the price and the quantity. If the supply has improved, naturally there will be an improvement in the quantity, which also impacts on what people get. So there is an improvement, let's put it that way. Simply, there is an improvement.
Well, to drive the nation's maritime progress, the Shipping Correspondent Association of Nigeria has emphasized the need for continuous development of dock workers across the nation's ports. The focus of discussions at the 2024 Dock Workers Celebration, where speakers highlighted the critical role of capacity building in a fast-evolving, technology-driven maritime sector. Ifunaya Eze reports.
The Dock Workers Celebration is a tribute to the essential contributions dock workers make to the maritime industry. The event saw high-profile attendance, including representatives from the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, various port agencies, and other key stakeholders. Speakers throughout the event underscored the vital role dock workers play in facilitating international trade.
Your dedication to the cause of the industry ensures the seamless operations of our ports and the steady flow of goods essential for national trade and prosperity. By facilitating smooth handling of cargo, you are instrumental to boosting international trade, contributing significantly to the Nigerians' GDP and attracting foreign investment.
That is one other good side of port reform. They are getting the very best, but they aren't there yet. There is still a lot that needs to be done, particularly in terms of their training, exposure, and remuneration.
Emphasis was placed on the importance of continuous training and prioritizing investment in the welfare of dock workers to ensure their efficiency.
We need to enhance their welfare, and we should continue to invest in their training and in safety standards to ensure that their productivity improves and that our port is made more and more competitive.
It is important that we pay a lot of attention to their welfare services, to their training, how we can, actually improve their working conditions, how we can improve, how they do their work and make it a seamless process for them.
If you don't train me, how do I perform? How do I work? And they have gotten an opportunity to train us to a standard where we are today. So ours is to make sure that this training, this will expand it, not only the headman, including the poor workers at the various terminals.
The Shipping Correspondents Association of Nigeria was applauded for championing the interests of dock workers and fostering greater collaboration within the maritime sector. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
Weekend deals at the stock market